Life's path is often clouded by thoughts and emotions that meander like a winding river. A clear mind is akin to a straight, direct pathway, guiding us towards wise decisions and fruitful actions. Stoicism, with its deep roots in understanding and managing our internal worlds, can light our way through the often foggy journey of our thoughts. Today, let's unravel 5 powerful lessons from Stoicism on mastering the art of clear thinking. If you find these thoughts illuminating, please do consider subscribing and join us on this enlightening journey. Ready to step into the realm of clear, considered thought? Let's delve into Stoic wisdom. Lesson number 1. Embrace the power of pause. Imagine a busy street where everyone and everything is moving so fast that it all becomes a blur. Now imagine being able to hit a pause button amidst all this haste, giving yourself a little oasis of calm to just breathe and think. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, teaches us the immense value of this pause, a quiet moment where our thoughts can find some peace. It allows our minds a necessary break in the middle of all our quick decisions and rapid thoughts. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius offered a nugget of wisdom that aligns with this concept. Do every act of your life as if it were your last. But this doesn't mean we should act with reckless abandon. Rather, it's a call to be fully present and purposeful in our actions. Pausing allows us to act with thought and intention, preventing us from getting swept away by hurried choices and quick judgments. It's like taking a moment to read the road signs before deciding which turn to make on a high-speed highway. Integrating this pause into our lives is like gifting ourselves a momentary pit stop, where we can catch our breath and map out our next steps with a clear and deliberate mindset. It's during these pauses that we can assess our emotions, analyze the situation devoid of haste, and decide our subsequent actions with composure and understanding. So, in a way, it's about guiding our actions with clarity and thoughtfulness, instead of hastily reacting to whatever comes our way. By embracing the practice of pausing, we align our actions with our true intentions, steering clear from regretful, impulsive decisions. It's like charting a well-thought-out course across the often stormy seas of life. Adopting the pause becomes our secret superpower, one that aids us to traverse through the commotion with conscious, deliberate moves. In essence, let's make these pauses our tranquil islands amidst the ocean of life's chaos, ensuring our journey is purposeful and serene. Lesson number 2. Differentiating between perception and reality. Imagine you're at a puppet show, enjoying the playful dance of shadows creating stories on the wall. But we know the shadows aren't the real puppets, they are just images, shaped by light and objects. In a similar way, Stoicism encourages us to see the difference between the shadows, our perceptions of things, and the objects, the things as they really are. The philosopher Epictetus told us that it's not the things themselves that upset us, but our views about those things. When we look at the world, our minds often add their own spin to what we see and experience. We might add a dash of judgment, a sprinkle of assumption, and maybe a pinch of bias, shaping a version of reality that might be a little skewed from what's actually happening. Just like the shadows on the wall aren't the real things, our initial perceptions might not be the whole truth. The Stoics tell us that learning to see the difference between our perception and the actual reality is like learning to see through a colorful illusion to understand what's really in front of us. To navigate through this, think of yourself as a calm, steady explorer, gently pushing aside the veils of misunderstanding and peering into the truth of the situation. By consciously trying to separate what we assume from what is, we slowly learn to see things more clearly. It's a bit like wiping mist from a mirror, gradually revealing our reflection underneath. The practice helps us to experience life without letting prejudgments or biases dictate our feelings and actions, ensuring that we are responding to things as they are, not just as we assume them to be. So, in our daily walks through life, whenever we encounter situations that stir our emotions or provoke reactions, let's try to take a step back, peering past our immediate perceptions and trying to see the reality beneath. It's a journey of learning to understand things without the added layers of our assumptions and prejudices. Embracing this lesson means becoming a bit like a wise old owl, seeing clearly through the dark and understanding the world with a calm, unbiased mind. Lesson number 3: the fortress of rationality. Picture your mind as a strong fortress, a place that, when built with the sturdy bricks of reason and logic, becomes almost impossible for hasty and irrational thoughts to break into. Stoics, who were like the wise builders of mental strength, believed that if our thoughts were rooted deeply in reason, then the wild, stormy seas of impulsive and emotional decisions could not easily shake us. They thought that by making our thinking firm and steady, we can stand tall against the emotional storms that might try to toss us about. Seneca, one of the great Stoic thinkers, once said something pretty simple yet deep: "He who is brave is free." Now, in the Stoics' world, being free isn't just about doing whatever you want. It's about breaking free from the chains of uncontrolled emotions and muddled thinking. By armoring our minds with the steady shield of rational thinking, we keep our thoughts safe and clear, making sure that every thought and decision comes from a place of calm and reasoned thinking, rather than being a hasty reaction to our feelings. Think about this fortress as something that helps you stay calm and think clearly, even when things around you might be a bit crazy or confusing. If your friends are panicking about a rumor, your mental fortress helps you stay calm, think it through, and not get swept up in the panic. If someone is trying to make you angry, your fortress helps you to keep cool, think clearly, and not let anger dictate your actions. The fortress isn't there to keep emotions out entirely, because feeling emotions is a natural and healthy part of life. But it helps you to manage them in a way that they don't take over your thinking. Moving forward, let's try to build and strengthen our mental fortress every day. We can do this by practicing calm, clear thinking, especially in situations where our emotions might want to take the lead. It's like being a wise general in the fortress, calmly making decisions that consider the whole picture rather than reacting to the heat of the moment. This way, we learn to navigate through life with a steady hand, guided by the light of rationality, and not easily swayed by the turbulent winds of impulsive emotions and thoughts. Lesson number 4: the tranquility of acceptance. Picture a leaf gently floating along a stream, moving smoothly with the flow of the water without any resistance. This kind of peaceful acceptance of the way things are moving is something that Stoicism teaches us to bring into our own lives. The idea is that sometimes resisting or fighting against things that are happening can make our thinking foggy and bring us stress and worry. Marcus Aurelius, a very wise Stoic, said, "Accept whatever comes to you woven in the pattern of your destiny." In simpler words, accept things as they come and trust the path that life is taking. The act of accepting doesn't mean we just let things happen without caring or without making efforts to improve our situations. Rather, it's like choosing to stay peaceful and not let things we can't control shake our mental calmness. This allows us to maintain a clear and steady mind so that we can make smart and thoughtful decisions as we go through life. Think of it like this. Instead of getting upset about a rainy day, accepting that we can't change the weather, and finding a joyful way to spend the day indoors. This keeps our minds serene and our thoughts clear. When we practice acceptance, we allow our mind to stay quiet and peaceful, even when things outside might be chaotic or not going exactly as we hoped. Just like a sturdy tree that doesn't get uprooted in a storm, our mind, filled with acceptance, remains firm and unshaken even amidst the challenges life throws at us. We may not be able to change the way things are at that moment, but with a tranquil mind, we can figure out the best way to move forward without being driven by frustration or disappointment. Imagine how calm and clear our thinking can be when we decide to accept and peacefully navigate through whatever life throws at us. This doesn't stop us from taking action to change things for the better, but it helps us to act from a place of calm understanding rather than reactive frustration. So, let's try to be like that leaf, gracefully moving with the flow, and find a peaceful clarity in accepting the twists and turns of our journey, always with a clear and peaceful mind. Lesson number 5. The clarity in simplifying. Think about how it feels to clean up a messy room, putting everything where it belongs, and how much clearer and lighter you feel when you see the neat space. That's kind of like what Stoicism wants us to do with our minds. Tidy them up by making things simpler and clearer. Seneca, one of the Stoic philosophers, tells us, true happiness is to have as few wants as possible. Basically, being happy comes a lot from keeping things simple and not always wanting more. When we choose to keep our wants and needs simple, our path in life becomes a lot less cluttered and confused. Imagine walking on a straightforward, clear path, instead of trying to find your way through a thick, confusing forest. This doesn't mean we can't have dreams or desires, but by focusing on what's really important and letting go of the rest, our minds can stay clear and focused. It's like looking through clear, clean water and seeing straight to the bottom without having to peer through all the muck and mud. In embracing simplicity, we make room for more genuine, honest thinking and actions in our lives. Our thoughts become like a peaceful stream rather than a wild, unpredictable ocean. It also means that our decisions and actions come from a place of calm and clarity instead of being rushed or pressured. Think about choosing to play one game you really love instead of trying to play 10 games at once and not really enjoying any of them. In simplifying, we find joy and pleasure in the essentials, fostering a life where our actions are guided by purpose and not by cluttered or conflicting desires. As we journey through the landscapes of our thoughts, let's carry these Stoic lessons with us as torchbearers illuminating our path. Remember, the power to think clearly is not found in the absence of challenges, but in our ability to navigate through them with wisdom, calm, and of course a clear mind. If you found wisdom in these words, consider joining us on a journey towards knowledge and tranquility. Let's stride forward together, our minds our greatest allies, into a future where our thoughts guide us with clarity and purpose.